I'm Marie.
What up? It's Anna. And you've just plugged into Seoul Soundcheck, your backstage pass for all things K-pop. It's soulful. It's slightly unhinged. It's K-pop, baby. Let's get into it. So today is the second edition of Album B. Album.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm just here for sound effects today.
That's it. She's just here to sit here and look pretty.
I'm not actually gonna, do anything. I'm just here for, dramatic effect.
I'm just gonna debate with myself, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm here for moral support.
For my own personal debate between my own existential crisis about these albums.
It's good. You're doing
It's great. Last time, we hit it up with Stray Kids and ATs, did Golden Hour Part 2 and Hop. It was great. It was fantastic. No penalties. Yet. Whoa! That was beautiful cinematography.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wow, timing was perfect.
This week, we are not only pitting albums against each other, but an artist against themselves. This week we're doing Twice v. Twice. We're doing Strategy against Ready to Be. And you might be thinking, but Ready to Be wasn't the second album that came out. It was Dive. And Dive was a Japanese album, and we're going with Korean. And there was the beautiful EP that came out. Don't question the albums we've picked,
don't worry
okay?
about it, okay?
We're doing Strategy versus Ready to Be.
I like Ready to Be.
It.
So fight me on it.
So
okay?
fight. I will, literally. In a minute.
Okay.
You already know how this works. We'll take two albums, play some head to head.
Sorry. Go for it.
We'll talk composition, music video stats, all the good things. Then you guys will get a chance to vote on which album won. And then, of course, whoever loses gets the penalty, which will happen at the end of the month. So please tune in so we can get that penalty this month. Keep us shaking in our boots. Or don't.
Maybe we don't want the penalty.
Maybe we don't want the penalty.
I don't even know what the penalty is going to be yet, but we're going to figure it out.
It'll be amazing. It'll be great. So the rules of the debate, just a quick refresher. Each of us will get a chance to make our case, kind of talk about the album, first impressions, things like that. Then we'll have one round of rebuttal, and then to close out, we'll have a chance to make closing final statements to make our case. So, with that, let's get into it. Strategy, be ready to be.
Slay.
Let's begin. Who goes first?
Last time we did rock, paper, scissors, but...
That's right.
Yeah, let's
Who
just do
went
that
first?
again. You did it last time.
Oh.
I know, because I edited it.
I know, because I was there. Except I didn't.
It was because that's how it was.
Because that's how SOCK is.
Yeah.
Do we want to do rock, paper, scissors again?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Wait, I forget how you play. Is it...
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay,
Yes.
ready. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You go first.
I go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
okay.
how that works.
You want me to go first in another way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
Winner gets to pick.
Okay.
Winner gets to pick.
Okay.
Sophie's choice.
Okay. The Ready to Be album. We know her. We love her. She's been around for a while. She was released in March of 2023. March 10th.
Okay.
Let's just go through the track list a little bit really quick. Set Me Free. Obviously. The title track. A banger. Timeless. Really.
Timeless.
Moonrise, Sunrise. Also a banger.
Moonrise, Sunrise.
Moonlight, Sunrise. Close enough. Something
It's
like
fine.
that. Whatever it is. Also, can we talk about the concept for that, song and the music video? Gorgeous. Anyway. Got the thrills. It's fun. In a beat. We love it. Blame It On Me is my go-to confidence booster personally. Wallflower, a vibe, super catchy. It's always stuck in my head. Crazy Stupid Love, cutie, very poppy. We love that. And then Set Me Free in English, which in my opinion is one of the best English renditions of a song.
Pretty good.
To date. Anyway, now I'm gonna get into the accolades, because that's my word now.
She learned one word.
I knew that word before. You learned it from me, if anything.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so some of their, achievements and stuff. Ready to Be debuted number 2 on the Billboard 200 in the US, which is Twice's highest ranking album in the US to date, still to this day. And that was in 2023. So I would say that's already pretty impressive. It sold over 1 million albums, almost 1.5 million in its first week, which is crazy. Roughly 145,000 just in the US alone, which was also considered the biggest week of sales ever for a K-pop female act in the US. So slay. It also debuted number 1 on Billboard's album sales chart, which was Twice's first number 1 on this chart. Became Twice's first million-selling album. And with their Ready to Be tour, they also became the first K-pop girl group to headline SoFi Stadium and MetLife Stadium, which are 2 of the biggest stadiums in the world. So
That's true.
Pop off, queens. So basically, all that to say, they slayed with this album. And, like, we're debating Twice v. Twice. So it's, like, kind of hard to be like, oh, look at all their stats. But, like, I'm trying to focus on, like, just this album's stats versus Strategy's stats. So hear me out. I said that Ready to Be debuted number 2 on Billboard 200. Strategy only made it to number 4.
Oh, she's already into the rebuttal. Oh, yeah.
This is just my beginning, okay?
Gosh.
Listen. Also, Ready to Be sold 1.5 million copies in the first week. Strategy only sold 819,000. Sucks to suck. Anyway, and still to this day, Ready to Be has only sold 950,000. So hasn't even broken the 1 million albums yet. So
That's like most of my stats I have.
I know. And you wanted me to go first, so that's your fault.
I guess so.
Anyway, so yeah. There you go. That's my initial argument. I'll just put it there. Leave it there. Drop that. Okay, your turn.
Strategy. Arguably, in my opinion, one of Twice's, like, best whole albums.
That's fair.
I wouldn't say, like, it has, like, maybe the best individual tracks per se, but, like, as like a whole piece is probably, like, one of the best cohesive themed, like, flow, like, it's one of the best flowing albums. Anyway.
That's fair.
So Strategy was released on December 6, 2024, so still pretty new. There's 7 tracks. It starts with the Strategy title track, featuring Megan Thee Stallion, which I think that's so slay that your title track is a feature track. I think that's kind of slay. Kiss My Troubles Away, Like It, Sweetest Obsession, Keeper, Magical, and then it closes with a Twice only version of Strategy. There were 72 million views on the music video, about 6 million in the first 24 hours, 1.4 million likes. Debuted number 4 on the Billboard Top 200, which made it Twice's 6th top 10 debut in the Billboard Top 200 in a row. So, like, it just shows, like, it's just at least as good as the ones that have come before, because it's still within, like, that score. Yes. Just under 1 million in total album sales, and as of this week, the normal Strategy, not their title track, just their normal Strategy song, has now surpassed 20 weeks on the Circle Global K-pop chart, despite not having a music video and being an alternative version for the title track.
Sorry.
And the actual title track debuted at number 1 on the Circle Global K-pop chart. So everyone loves Strategy. We saw all the dance covers and things, and it was great. So overall vibe of the album, I'm talking about, like, so I'm like, so this is the best cohesive album. Well, what do I mean when I say that? It's a great album of, like, electro-pop, 80s city pop, and R&B with kind of a mix of the usual Twice sound. So we kind of get like a remix on the Twice sound, but it so works. They still include there are a couple tracks that are very much like Twice tracks, more than they are like R&B or 80s city pop or electro pop. But like it all just feels so like fun and new and fresh, and it's just, it's so good. So Strategy, I think, is such like a good way to open up the album. It just sets the tone and the vibe for the rest of it. The Megan verse is iconic, very energetic, and just like a very slay title track. It was a very slay comeback.
Indubitably.
Kiss My Troubles Away is the next song on the track, which I love. Kiss My Troubles Away. It's in all English, which there are 3, if you don't count the alternate version of Twice, 3 of the songs on this album are in all English, which I think is so cool. Like that, not a lot of other groups I think could maybe pull that off, but I think Twice does it really well. And especially for this style, I think it works. Kiss My Troubles Away is definitely still like Twice, but it's like 80s city pop, electro pop. And the whole song just like feels so magical, because I feel like the whole vibe of the album is like falling in love and like what's that like, and like kind of like chasing after, crushing on someone, and like the first stages of like honeymoon love type of thing. And so I feel like this is kind of wrapped up in that like first kind of stages of love, and it's like just so cutie. The next song after Kiss My Troubles Away is Like It Like It. On the surface, it's super sweet, but low-key kind of spicy.
It's kind of spicy.
It kind of is. They are very suggestive lyrics, and maybe that's just my mind, but yeah.
Yeah, get your mind out of the gutter, Anna.
But it carries like a similar vibe from Kiss My Troubles Away, very similar like musical themes, but the lyrics are just a little more spicy. They're cutie though. I like them.
They're cute though.
They're cute though.
They're like kind of, but they're cute.
Sweetest Obsession. Like, pun intended, I am obsessed.
Pun intended.
I am obsessed with this song.
Kind of test.
We shift away from like the 80s pop sound, but still in kind of electro pop. And I feel like out of all the songs, this is the most Twice sounding song. They actually performed this at a fan meeting a couple months before the album was released. So that's kind of fun. Fans got like a little preview. I am low-key, scratch that, high-key, so obsessed with the intro. Hold on, okay. I have a couple samples to play because
samples.
Words are not enough to describe some of the things in the song. So, like, are you kidding me? That sounds literally like that emoji that's like the heart eyes or like the star eyes.
Real.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels like that emoji. And I don't know how they captured that, but it's so, like, I just feel good every time I listen to the song. It's so slay. And then the bridge, like the way the instrumentals just kind of like fade away and it's just their vocals. And then it ends on just this like super sweet note, and it kind of like feels like just like waves crashing up against the beach at like sunset. Like, it's just a very soft
imagery.
ending. I know, like, it's so, see, I love this song. Next is Keeper. I originally didn't have a ton to say about Keeper until I looked at the credits. The lyrics were written by Dahyun, like, exclusively.
Slay.
And I was like, oh, that's so slay. Like, everyone else has like a couple writers on it, and then like Dahyun wrote it. And so, wrote the lyrics. It's just a cute song. It's like very like sweet puppy love. There are a couple interesting English lyrics that don't make sense, but
we love Dahyun anyway.
We love her anyways. And the lyrics overall are super cutie. I just love them. My second favorite song on this album, Magical. It is so magical. It is so magical. I just, like, we're going back to that 80s pop, but less city pop. I'm literally so obsessed with this backing track. And it's so, I realized this later, like, obviously this album came out in December, but it's like kind of got this Christmassy feel to it in the background that like I hadn't really noticed before, but it's just so slay. And also, this is also one of the full English songs. I'm just gonna play two of my favorite parts because I cannot, like, words are not enough. Which, I love this song so much. Like, how can you not love that backtrack? Like that. It's so good. Anyway, okay, wait. I gotta go to this part. Okay, this is our queens, Jihyo and Nayeon, and so it's gonna be amazing. Like, vocal queens. And absolutely kill that bridge. It's so good. And it's just Christmassy and fun and happy and amazing. And I love it. It's just like the perfect song. I love it. Anyway, then the final track is Strategy Twice version. So I feel like I didn't need to say a lot on that. So I didn't. Overall, the album flows really well. It sticks with similar themes without feeling like it's the same song being played over and over again. It carries like lyrical and musical themes really, really well. Again, just like definitely one of Twice's best albums as like a package. Boom.
Okay. Slay. Are we jumping into rebuttal?
Rebuttal. Okay. Yeah, rebuttal round.
Rebuttal. Okay. You're gonna hate me.
Are you gonna say you hate Sweetest Possession?
No.
Okay.
No.
You don't like Magical?
A Christmas song?
For a December...
Hey.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Hear me out.
I'll be quiet.
Hear me out. I am all for K-pop Christmas stuff. But most of the time, majority of the time, it is released in a separate album. So to me, to have like a normal album and then all of a sudden a Christmas song is really jarring, and I did not like it. I would not listen to it outside of Christmas time, personally, because it is so Christmas. Like, it's literally, it talks about like winter and like magical of like the Christmas season, and it has like jingle bells in the background, and I personally can't do it. Now you're writing notes, but not doing a second rebuttal.
Yeah. Well, I haven't spoken yet.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I personally disagree with the Christmas track in a regular album, but I don't know. That is up for everybody else to decide on whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I personally was like, what the crap is happening? Because if I want to be like listening to an album in the middle of July, I would skip Magical. But in the Christmas season, slaps.
Tea.
But it's like a very seasonal thing for me, and I don't think I could do that. Anyway. Okay, with the title track featuring Megan Thee Stallion, slay, actually. Okay, I do very much enjoy her verse. However, I know a lot of stans who prefer title tracks without features because some feel that it like takes away from the group, and they're there for the group. Like, they're not there for the feature. So to me, having a Western artist be featured on the title track kind of feels like a marketing strategy to break into the like US market a lot more, which is not necessarily
strategy.
which is not necessarily a bad thing, but can kind of feel like fake to the fans, if that makes sense. Like, like, did they actually?
You're saying this as a 17 fan with DJ Khaled?
To be fair, that song is not my favorite 17 song in general. Anyway, it just feels kind of like gimmicky to like throw in a random like Western artist. Anyway, especially because the rest of the album, or not the rest of it, but a lot of it is still in English, so it feels like they were really pushing for a global market, which is fine and great and dandy. BTS has done that, but like low-key, K-pop fans are not K-pop fans because they speak English. It doesn't matter to us. And I honestly really miss like Korean songs from BTS, and I'm like kind of afraid if Twice like starts doing more English, like I don't want them to become like all English. Like that would drive me nuts. So I hope that they don't do that, but that's how it felt a little bit. I was like, okay, the whole thing is in English. That is up for debate on whether that's a good thing or not again. So, you also mentioned like music video numbers and like their music video views, which I did not mention in mine.
There's also a 1.5 year gap between.
Right, which is why I didn't mention it, because I was like, I don't even know what the views are on Ready to Be. Hold on,
what was
find
their
out?
first 24 hours? Because that's what I usually look at.
15.1 million. What was
6 million.
Okay. So even
How many
in
likes
that,
though?
In likes?
There was something about like how the strategy video low-key didn't get a ton of views, but they got like an insane amount of likes for some reason.
Which is fair, because strategy slays. Oh, 1 million. 1 million likes within the first 24 hours. What did...
1.4.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, they did...
They did do
definitely get
really
a lot
well
more
in likes
in terms
for
of likes.
for whatever
Interesting.
reason. Yeah.
People just like didn't... They like viewed it a ton for Ready to Be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Semi-free, but they didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's why I did not mention like music video stats, is because I feel like they're skewed and they're and I talked about that last time. Like, it isn't a really great indicator for me of like a song's worth when they're like all around the millions anyway. And it's also been out a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like, for like 2 years almost. So I guess considering that they are so far apart in time but close in views, we'll see how long it takes strategy to get to the, what was it, like 15 million?
I feel like strategy has kind of, like, there was a huge surge, which I guess is true with all comebacks.
Yeah.
There's like a surge and then it kind of just plateaus.
Yeah,
But yeah.
that's true. That's about all I have to say in terms of like rebuttal. So I'll leave it at that, I guess. Yeah, that was kind of everywhere. I don't know if that's
okay.
that like made any sense at all, but like, yeah,
There we go.
Your turn.
First of all, the album was released in December.
Yes.
I just want to say
It
that.
was.
And most
However.
albums released in December have one Christmas song. If the whole album isn't Christmas, there is gonna be a Christmas song. And I personally, I listen to Magical all the time. I love it. And it doesn't say Christmas, it just says winter. Anyways, I will admit I could see like the Megan Thee Stallion feature being like a marketing strategy, but like what isn't in K-pop at this point. Also, they did do a collab with her before this album on Megan Thee Stallion's album for, I think it was called Musami, something like that. I can't remember.
Sure.
But they did a different collab, so they were already kind of working together on stuff. So for me, it doesn't feel as much of like a marketing thing. I would say for Ready to Be, it was a meh album. It was not super great.
What?
For me. I loved Set Me Free. I loved Moonlight Sunrise. All the B-sides, it was okay. It was okay. And it felt like
You're telling me you don't like Wallflower?
You said you didn't like Magical though.
I feel like I didn't like it. I just said I wouldn't listen to it outside of Christmas time. I like it in Christmas time.
Okay. I feel like cohesive-wise, it was a little bit, compared to Strategy, it's a little bit more all over the place. Like, it jumps a lot more. There's, like, different themes, which can be good. Like, I'm not saying that's necessarily bad. Like, in our last debate with Hop, like, that's something I enjoyed about the album. I just felt like because everything was so middle of the road. It was uninteresting for me. But I felt like Strategy was really nice because it was like a full packaged album. Like, you knew the themes that you were getting into. And it was like a really nice, like, at the end you were like, yeah, like that was a cohesive album. At the end of Ready to Be, I just kind of felt like I was like, yeah, that was the album. And I enjoyed that particular concept. I think that fits Twice a lot. I know you were commenting on the English thing. For me, that doesn't bother me as much. Like, if K-pop artists want to do it in English or Spanish or Korean, for me, lyrics aren't a huge thing, so that doesn't bother me as much. And I think if any group is going to do an album with a lot of English songs, like, Twice is the best one to do that. Like, I really felt that with the Feels, with their first English single or release. And so I feel like Strategy, which is just another, like, yeah, like, we're good at English songs. Like, we sound good when we sing English songs. So, there we go.
Okay.
My rebuttal.
Interesting. Final statements, I guess. I don't really have anything to, like, say in terms of final statements. I have to disagree with the fact
Talk
that
about your album! Don't talk about mine!
No, I'm not. I am talking about mine. I have to disagree with your opinions of mine.
I see.
I love the Ready to Be album. I'm gonna play a little bit of Wallflower. Because I'm, like, obsessed with that song. Okay, because listen. Okay. That part specifically gets stuck in my head so much, and I love it. It's, like, groovy, it's, like, fun. I don't know the word, like, not phonetic, but, like, like, I don't know, the syllables are, like, cool. Like, I don't know how to, like, put that. Like, what they did with it. I think it's so cool. Like, anyway, I love Wallflower. And I love the other ones. Blame It On Me, Slay comes onto my car, and I'm like, yes, Queens. So, I disagree. But that is a personal opinion. So we'll let the viewers decide on what they deem to be superior. But if the stats have anything to say...
I love how all the things I had to say to defend my album, she was like, no, that's fact. But everything I say against this album, she's like, that's your personal opinion.
Because it is.
I love it. I love the logic.
I recognize that mine are also personal opinions, but if the stats have anything to say about it, the fans agree.
I'm not gonna say stats because it's the same artist.
No,
also,
because when
it works in my favor.
No, when you compare the stats.
Yeah. Can we wait? Cut and roll back to the beginning where you said that you didn't want to use stats as an argument right here.
No, I did not say that specifically. I said it's a little bit harder to use the stats as an argument when it's not group v group. But in terms of, like, album v album stats, the Ready to Be has a much more impressive track record. I'll leave it at that. Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done. Your turn.
Okay. I just loved Strategy. I feel like it's one of those albums that's like, it's bubblegum pop without being super, like, annoying or boring. Like, it's super interesting to listen to. Their vocals and the lyrics, like, it's just something that, like, gets caught in your head, but, like, in the best way. Like, you can just listen to those songs over and over again, and it's like a no-skip album for me of, like, it's just a fun album. I just love this album. It's so good, and there's no, like, whiplash of other genres or, like, topic changes. I will say, like, I think it's underrated in the Twice world. It also is still super new. And Twice has this weird habit of, like, songs becoming viral way after the fact. Like, what was that one? Like Likey, suddenly becoming popular, like, last year. And it's like, It's been here the whole time. Yeah.
Hide.
So I could see this album like taking on a similar stance of like maybe a lot of fans slept on it, but I think it's just fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's just like it feels like a Barbie movie, honestly. Like it's just girlhood, pink, fun, amazingness in an album. And I think it really highlights Twice's style super well. So
True.
well, that's it for today's episode of Seoul Soundcheck. Wow. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, especially on who you think which album is better, who debated better, whatever metric you want to use. Please also follow us on our socials. Link to those are in the description for this episode. They're also in the description for our Instagram, soul.soundcheck. So if you just want to find everything, there's a nice little link tree over there. So thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep it delulu. Annyeong!